Hello, everybody. I wanted to take a little before after Laughing Mountain Chaos video of our yard after we've cut a few trees down because we're in an extreme fire zone. So we have to make sure that, the amount of trees that are around our living space are limited. Um, and it's changed the landscape of our yard immensely. But then so we live on a mountain, and when the mountain was made, it pushed the layers that normally would have been horizontal, vertical. So just in this space, we have tons of different types of soil. So we have this super gravelly stuff with all these tiny little, and if you look on the papers of the land, it's called gravelly loam. And there's very little like actual dirt in it, but the dirt itself isn't that bad in this type of stuff, but there's not much of it. And hi Piffy, I love you. And so you have that, and then you have this more clay stuff with the big rocks in it. This is where the hole that the tree was in. And so we have tons of big rocks like this. It's all, we're on a mountain, so it's made of rock. So then there's this more clay stuff, and it's, now it's really hard and dry, and sometimes it's really, really, but you can see the difference between the two. Here, look at this, and then look at that. So there's two different soils right there. And then this is soil that I'm building here. And then this is, again, it's kind of that gravelly stuff. And then we have this really hard red clay. This is like a rock. Like I can barely break this thing. It's so hard. And you just can't grow anything in it. See all this rock here? This was from very small holes that we dug when I was going to make my melon patch last year. And just tons and tons of rock came out of there. And here's one of our raised beds. That's our potato patch. And so here's more of, this is what came out of the hole that is the potato patch. It's just, look at this, like solid rock. And so my kind of thing is that like I want to do permaculture, and raised beds aren't like natural. So I really want to dig into the dirt and get the rock out of there and create soil. And so that's kind of my goal. And it's a lofty one, but I'm all about it. So there's more like just rockiness. And then this is another good example. This is where and this is the bed that we did last year that I've been digging some dirt out of. There's my horse poop, it's wonderful. And then we got our wood chips and stuff, and this is all soil building stuff here. And so this is a good example too. This is another different kind of soil, and it's a little better, but it's got so much rock in it, and it's still pretty clayish, but it's not too bad. And then these are my blueberries. You come over here, you can see the color differences between this and this. So yeah, we just have all this different soil, and it's been interesting. See, this is like much better, but it still has a lot of like tiny rocks in it, but it's not too bad. We actually classify a lot of it, and run it through filters to get the rocks out, so we can use the soil. And then there's this. So yeah, it's really interesting. All the different rocks. This is much more red than that, and that's a different color than that. And this is super rocky, and so yeah, we have all of these different types of soil in this one place. And then this is we're making a kind of like a giant compost bed that we're building soil in here. And so that's a big pit that we filled. And this is what came out of it. And this is even different still, you know, it's so hard I can't even like pick it up. But, you know, but that, you know, it's even different looking than, and even this color is different than that color. And so, yeah, so it's interesting. I've learned a lot about how to utilize the soil and what is usable for what. And so this is mulch that we got from the forest last year, mixed in with a little bit of good dirt and wood chips. And so I've been actually digging this out, mixing it with the horse poop, and then mixing it with this really good mulch that I found when I was making trails in the forest. Certain areas have like really good, there's my poor little almond trees over there. There's my apple, my beautiful apple. I found this really rich, wonderful mulch when I was raking, and I set it aside, and there was quite a bit of it. I was really excited. And then so see, there's this is in the garden bed of mine right now. And this is all wood chips here. And then there's this stuff, and this is just more wet because I just dug it up. But this is that red clay that just doesn't, you can't grow anything in it. I tried. And this, la la la, is the soil that I made. And it is so beautiful. It's so amazing. Hey, spider. He's enjoying my soil too. So this is a mixture of the stuff from the forest and stuff that we used last year in a bed that sat for actually 2 seasons, with wood chips and mulch from the forest and some soil, and then horse manure that we got from a neighbor's that had tons of hay and worms in it, just thousands of worms in it, thousands. It was so amazing. I would have paid for the stuff and I got it for free. It was wonderful. So this is my soil that I made. We've been working really hard on trying to make all of our own soil and not buy it. And it's been a really slow process and a labor of love, but I'm extremely excited because so much mycelium is growing in the stuff that we made last year. So it's really, really healthy, and we have tons of worms. And I'd say in another 2 years, you know, we're just going to have amazing beds just thriving with life and goodness and lots of food, hopefully. So yay, thanks for going on a soil tour with me. Laughing Mountain.